Attention bobsled riders! You will soon be embarking on a thrilling podcast down the icy slopes of the Matterhorn, so please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the bobsled at all times. Auf Wiedersehen! Hello, yodelers! We are the Matterhorn Yodelers. I am your host today, Peter, with my co-host,
Jackie.
and
G-Fifth.
And today we're getting in the Christmas spirit.
I love Christmas.
Yeah, I know. We walked in your house and
I know.
it just exploded.
November 1st, I had my Christmas tree up.
That is a big discussion.
I'm on Disney's schedule. Halloween's over, Christmas is up. I've got to enjoy it for 2 months straight. Well, first of all, it takes time to set up Christmas.
It does.
And you tend to host Christmas at your house.
Yeah.
We go back and forth between you guys' houses.
Right.
And so it's just like, I need the month of December to enjoy it. So
I just want, the way I like to decorate for holidays is like, it needs to take me just a couple hours. If it takes me a couple hours, good. That's good enough for me.
Oh, you didn't like setting up? Like, it would take us a couple hours just to untangle all those
Oh
Christmas
my
lights at
gosh.
Father Yola's.
Those lights.
We'd light them,
We
lay
would
them out.
spend
There's like 8
forever
strands.
And find the couple that were burnt out.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
thank goodness to LED.
Yeah. That saved a lot of headache in that regard.
Yeah, well, in our house we wait after Thanksgiving because my wife's birthday's around this time, and she
You don't want to overshine
she
it.
really likes Thanksgiving, and I really love my wife, so we do Christmas after Thanksgiving.
A lot of the Christmas decision usually, my wife will usually make the decision. Sometimes it's before, sometimes it's after. It depends. Like if we're hosting Thanksgiving, she wants Christmas up because she likes the tree up for Thanksgiving.
You guys are real or fake tree people?
We tried the real tree and we decided we're fake tree people.
It's, growing up, I'm like, I'll never have a fake tree.
Right.
Real tree, hardcore. And now that I'm like an adult and I see prices of real trees and all the work of a real tree does, fake tree's great.
And then how they look on Christmas Day. And you're like,
Yeah.
I shouldn't have bought this in November.
Yeah.
It's not green anymore. It's pretty brown.
I do live trees, but I buy like $24 trees.
The little ones.
I buy the little ones because we live in an apartment.
Yeah.
And we've got a puppy and a baby, so it's just.
Do you think you'll get the big one?
I think my wife, she's a fake tree person,
Yeah.
but I love that smell of
Yeah.
a real tree.
It's
It-
true.
that
nothing
is-
beats that.
That is
This
the
is
smell
true.
of Christmas.
That is true.
Like you open up and get into a house that has it, and you're just like, whoa, let's
Oh, yeah.
Christmas it up.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Well, what else gets us into the Christmas spirit are the Christmas movies, right?
Oh, yeah.
Anything to avoid looking at the Christmas credit card.
Yeah. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Is we're going to go through some of our picks on what we like to watch that's available on Disney Plus
Yes.
for this festive holiday season.
Things that get you in the mood.
Right.
Because I got my sexy voice on right now.
If you didn't know, JV had a screaming competition with Harold the Yeti.
I know.
I think you're going to say, Hera, my daughter.
That's what I thought you were
That
saying
too.
first. Yeah. Yeah. It's been a couple weeks, right?
It just doesn't
It
go
doesn't
away.
go away, right?
More Disney magic ruined on this podcast.
So Jackie, why don't you give us your first pick?
I mean, we gotta start with the big one, which is the Santa Claus series.
We've never talked about that.
No,
before,
we
right?
rated it, and you can listen to that podcast. I can look at which one it is. I got it in my
It was
Handy dandy notebook.
last Christmas we did it.
Yeah, we got our Santa Claus, the Santa Claus movie discussion,
Yeah.
which they have the new TV show out, which we'll probably talk about in a few weeks here. So.
Yeah, that's gonna be coming out soon, so keep an eye out
Well,
for that.
it's already out.
Well, I meant our podcast.
Our podcast will be out later, closer to Christmas, when
Yes.
the show is finished.
Yeah, it's episode like 71. Came out last year.
Yeah. I mean, everyone when they think of Santa Claus, like JP, you've mentioned before.
I mentioned it yesterday when we were doing the birthday celebrations.
Yeah, that like Santa Claus is Tim Allen.
Tim Allen is my Santa Claus.
Absolutely.
I mean, he is a great Santa Claus.
Absolutely.
For every millennial that watched the Santa Claus as a kid,
Yeah.
I mean, they told the story of Santa Claus. It makes you a believer.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, as I'm saying, I'm like, oh, I've got goosebumps.
Oh,
like,
it's
I'm a believer.
the first one in particular. Absolutely.
I
Well,
mean,
and Santa Claus is real.
yeah.
Absolutely. I'll just never forget. I'm sure we talked about it when we did our Santa Claus episode. Is the one day we watched the Santa Claus for scouting. You were there that day, and like we were watching it at her leader's house, and her husband was like, "You guys are ruining the movie," because like all of us kids were
Karch,
just
that was his last
yes,
name.
and we were all just like making fun of it,
There's
just
Sam
quoting
Ketchum.
it.
Well, he knew it word for
Oh,
word.
right.
And, oh, man.
Like he was so
the
mad at us.
den leader's husband was mad that we were like doing it word for word. It's like, dude, this movie's been out for like 10 years and you haven't watched this movie.
Right. It was. That is a memory I hold on to. That's for sure. That was so funny.
Now I want to do that just to create that memory for other people. Get mad at people for doing word for word.
Do it for like Elf or something.
I had the same experience, but with Marines watching Predator.
Oh.
We were all leaving Iraq, and everyone's like, "Good, no, get to the chopper." It was the coolest experience. Hearing like 15 Marines scream the same thing. So we'll just do it with Santa Claus.
No, I love Santa Claus. I'm excited to watch the new TV show.
So you haven't started it yet?
I have not started it yet.
I would wait till you're ready for a Christmas period, because I was watching it and I was like, I am not in Christmas mindset, and it just like you dive right into Christmas for that.
I love 1, 2, and 3 of the movies. I think they're all good. I know I knew someone that's like, it's not Christmas until you watch the Santa Claus movies. And I get it. They're really great movies.
I would say at least the first one.
Yeah.
The first one's really good.
And this isn't a Disney one, and I mentioned this. Christmas for me doesn't start, and this isn't Disney, with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer
Right.
on CBS.
I was going to say the Polar Express for you.
Oh,
No.
gosh, no. Where like Tom Hanks is doing all the voices. And it's like Eddie Murphy can do it, but you can't, Tom Hanks. We all know. No, it's
The dead eye animation, like
no one's blinking. You make staring contact. You always win. Yeah, there's always something.
Yeah.
There's like one movie or show that like kicks off Christmas. You were mentioning it with like Charlie Brown.
Yeah, Charlie Brown's a
Or Mariah
big one.
Carey starts singing.
The Mariah Carey song comes on, I'm dancing on the table.
Okay.
Cue Mariah Carey. Let's see Jackie Dan.
This will be our first one on YouTube. First episode on YouTube.
You don't know if we're recording this.
I'll do it for the fans.
Peter, do you got
though.
something that like cues Christmas for you?
Oh, it's the next one on my list, and that's Home Alone.
Oh, that is such a
for
good one.
sure.
At least the first one. Like nothing like John Williams is the best. There's no denying it. He makes the most iconic music ever, and he still nails it in Home Alone. And like you get the Christmas feels 100% through the first one. Second one, yes.
I love the second one.
Me too.
Second one-
It's a
second-
hard battle. Like which one is?
I think the first one does a really good job of giving you the feels.
Yes.
The second one is really good job of giving you the adventure.
Yes.
The adventure, and there's a good
And there's-
message in
Right.
there.
And it shows Christmas in New York, and that's so fun.
Forget about the other one.
Oh,
The other ones do not
The
exist.
other 6
Oh.
Home Alones.
Yeah. Well, they came out with what? They came out a brand new one.
Yeah, when
last
Disney,
year.
it was when Disney Plus first came
Oh,
out.
yeah.
They had a
That
new
one's
one.
not horrible.
Yeah,
It's
they have
not Macaulay Culkin.
Well, they
it's
have
hard
Buzz.
to sell millennials.
Oh.
Buzz.
for sure.
Buzz is in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Buzz is in it. Yeah.
Buzz
Buzz is in
Yeah,
it.
didn't he get arrested recently for
don't
like
know.
domestic violence? I would.
Probably.
I don't know if we should be really.
I don't know. Moving on. No.
Let's talk about the Green Power. Oh no, it's too soon. I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's not talk- yeah. But yeah, I just love it, and that's one of the few movies where I will unintentionally smile, like where like I smile without like
What makes you laugh
realizing
in that?
smile. No, not laugh, smile.
What makes you smile?
It's the very end when he sees his mom.
Oh,
Like I just get like the warm fuzzies, and I smile for him.
I just cry.
I like it when the old man reunites with his family.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh,
No, I like
that's
when the
such a
old
good
man
one.
scares kids.
That's what I was about to think you were about to say.
He's got the shovel. No, I look at him and I'm like, oh no, I turned into him.
Yeah, I was like, do you relate to him?
I walk around. Yeah, I do.
But you're like the Arizona version.
I'm spreading salt.
Spreading salt on the sidewalk in Arizona, in Phoenix. Yeah.
Salt, eggs.
Yes. Yes, that's I watched that recently and I'm like, I am that man in my apartment complex where everyone's so like, oh, he's gonna dig me. Me and my poodle as I walk around. I'm so scary.
He feeds his victims
To
to his poodle.
Oh goodness gracious. Yeah. I had that coming to where like, oh, I'm just like that old man. It's like, I hope I don't scare my family away.
I'm
Goodness
gonna
gracious.
plug Netflix for a little bit. There was like a episode of making of Home Alone the movie, which was really good. So I do suggest
It's on
you watch
Netflix?
that.
Yeah, they have like
Yeah.
ones for like Forrest Gump too.
Right.
Yeah, they do different movies. When they did one for Home Alone, and just them like learning how they made Home Alone on such a small budget and how well it came out on the first movie.
Oh, fantastic.
Like they filmed it in like wasn't it an abandoned high school or something? I think it was. Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
For like
they,
their studio.
They like build the set like in the gym.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they're like filming it inside that $1 million home.
No.
No.
The
no,
first
no,
question
no.
as a kid, you don't ever think like when you become an adult and you watch that movie and they pull up to that house, you're like, what does the dad do?
Right.
Every
Right.
adult's like, what do you do where you live in Chicago and you got that house?
Right.
I was like,
That's not cheap.
no. So as a kid, you don't think about
You've
it.
got
Well,
that
and the
curving.
fact-
You're like, I want
driveway.
I want the thing that zip line. That's what you're thinking as a-
Right.
But as an adult, you're like, what does he do?
Well, and the fact that he's like flying his whole family to like
Paris.
While he's doing first class.
Yeah.
All the adults are first class and the kids are economy. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta think, what are they doing for a living?
Selling Walkman or the Talk Boys.
Yeah.
That's what they're selling.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right. I'm gonna throw out Ernest Saves Christmas. That's nostalgia.
Filmed at Disney World.
Yeah, they did the Orlando.
The house was just demolished.
Did
His
they?
house.
Really?
Yeah, the house for Ernest, it was just recently demolished.
It's a crime. No.
I get it though.
I mean,
We can't save every house from every movie, and Ernest, although classic, not movie
It
classic.
doesn't lie. I mean, Ernest, his style of acting was like pre-Disney
Oh, yes.
overacting,
Oh,
but it
yeah.
was so fun the way he did that. Ew, I loved how he did that.
And I
Lick.
guarantee, if you haven't watched an Ernest movie, you've seen a movie with him in it. He's the voice of Slinky Dog in Toy Story.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't realize that.
That's him.
that's him. He was very talented. He died soon because of he was lung cancer or throat cancer. He was a smoker,
Yeah.
not like me.
And so they
Not
had-
at all. I
they
don't
had-
smoke at all. You can't tell me.
They had to get a replacement for the other Toy Story movies.
They got Chet from Boy Meets World.
Oh, is that who it is?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's
Okay.
Sean's dad.
Oh, really? That's
Our
who...
farmer friend from Waterboy.
Right.
Okay.
We are really going off topic.
I know we
This
are.
isn't a pure
Yeah.
Disney episode, really.
not.
This is just, let's just have fun with it.
Farmer Fran. Yeah, I like the Ernest film. It's fun. It's Ernest trying to save Christmas.
It's goofy.
It's fun. I think it's perfect for kids who are like between the ages of like 5 to 8, 9. That age group where it's not too serious. That's when I fell in love. Ernest went to camp and
Right. Ernest breaks out of jail.
Oh yeah, I love that scene where he's got the soap and then it melts. It's just fun, harmless film.
I love 90s movies, and what Jingle All the Way is such
Holiday classic.
Holiday
so
classic.
Jingle all the way.
good. Like, it's the cheesiest movie ever, but like it just is one that just makes you smile because it's so funny.
Because you got Sinbad in it.
Yeah.
I would think that's the last movie Sinbad really made
That people remember.
that's on a radar for anybody. He was
But,
like the funny guy of like
Well, and I mean, for those who don't know, it's basically a dad trying to get a popular toy.
the toy of the season.
yeah.
It's like playing off of the craziness of Tickle Me Elmo.
Yeah.
Because that was nuts. Or Furby. It was around that time
Yeah.
period where there was no online. You just had to hope that you were showing up on, in line on the right day of the store opening to get the toy for your kid.
Yeah. And so,
Unfortunately, the first one isn't on Disney Plus
I'm
this
sure
year.
they'll put it on there.
I don't know. But don't worry.
I feel
They
like
got Larry the Cable Guy.
yeah, they
number
do
2.
have Jingle All the Way too. I don't know. I feel like we're maybe a little early. I think Disney's gonna add more holiday.
I don't know. They
movies.
just rolled out the holiday
Playlist.
on Disney Plus, and so
We'll see.
I think they threw all their money in Santa Claus, and they're like, "Ooh, we
Right.
can't buy this one. We
Maybe
gotta-
they just want you to
we have
focus
to
on
sell
the
this
Santa
one
Claus.
to like Amazon or something because
Yeah.
we can't afford this one."
All right. So the next one on my list, I would say this is a good one that's not necessarily Christmas themed, but Christmas does play a part in it, and that's The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Because Santa
Oh.
Claus is in it.
It's definitely like a wintry kind of.
It's a winter adventure. Santa Claus shows up and gives presents to everyone except for Edmund because he was on the naughty list. But but it's if you're not in the mood for a Christmas movie, this is a good movie to put on.
Maybe a winter movie.
A
It's
winter
a good
movie.
transition into the
Right.
holiday season or after Christmas.
Yeah.
That could work.
So I just thought it was a notable one to throw out there for those who may not just be, I don't want to watch another Santa Claus interpretation.
And like Hawkeye's kind of up there too. The Hawkeye series.
That was also on my list of ones to watch. I think Hawkeye's a good one to get you in the mood, like get you in that
Pre-Christmas.
Yeah,
mindset.
if you want some superhero action at Christmas, yeah, it's
Right.
a
It's
decent
fun.
Christmas.
Like there's definitely some episodes that were like definitely Christmas themed. We're like we're
Yeah.
doing the Christmas traditions and things like that. So I think that was also that's another notable one that's not necessarily a Christmas something, but it's worth putting.
Well, it
out
comes
there.
to the question of what do you classify a Christmas movie?
Well, it goes to the Die Hard debate.
yeah, it's
right?
what is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
and most people will say if there's a Christmas scene in it, it's a Christmas movie or a show or
Yeah, because it's like people watch It's a Wonderful Life.
yeah, it's not very Christmassy.
Yeah. Or like my wife mentioned, You've Got Mail, and I was all like, "Really?"
I know.
I was
I was
like,
just
"That's a
like-
sad one."
Yeah.
Sure, shop
You got
shuts
like
down on Christmas.
Sleepless in Seattle and
Yeah, some of those it's like, all right, well, if that's what gets you in the Christmas mood, Papa,
Shutting
who am
down
I
the
to
little
tell you?
bookstores on Christmas.
Right.
Corporate America. FOX. Fox. I'll throw out there, and I'm sure Jackie will be on this one. Miracle on 34th Street, the 94 edition. That one's probably up there.
it's like my favorite.
I like them both. I watched them both
Christmas
recently,
movie.
and I go,
They're
you know
both
what?
solid.
They're both solid movies. So like, even if, like, you know, like, you give the old one a shot because
Yeah.
it's just as enjoyable.
The second one's just polished. It's
Right.
clean. Just filming.
It's modern.
It
It
was
is.
definitely a movie I had to watch every year
You
as a
did.
kid.
You did watch it
Because
all.
I was a huge Matilda fan.
You look like Matilda.
Huge Matilda fan. And so that was just came out right around that same time, and it was just like I had to watch it all the time. I loved the whole like Thanksgiving parade and how she was watching from her window. I'm like, that's so cool.
And the giant T-Rex came. And, no, oh, sorry, wrong movie.
And then
Well, I mean, we would watch the parade with Father Yodler. That was the tradition on Thanksgiving, and so
Yes.
it was relatable. But she's there actually.
she's there, and that was so cool to me as a kid. And then also just like that Santa Claus, so good.
Jurassic Park Santa Claus.
It's really good.
Du-du-du-du-du.
Yeah, and I just love the scene where like the kids are like pulling on his like
His
beard.
beard. He's like,
just-
"Ooh!"
Yeah, making sure he's real, and then how she just wants like a family for Christmas. I don't know. It hits all the good.
Jackie didn't want us as a family. He's like, I want a new family. She's like, I'm done with this
I'm
one.
not gonna lie, I probably thought of that as a young kid.
Can I have two brothers that aren't my brothers?
But I don't know. That movie just hit all of the nice, like, warm fuzzies for me because it had, like, the end of, like, Thanksgiving where, like, the holidays began and just, like, I just love it. It just makes me happy.
Yeah, I think it's on my list.
It's definitely a classic, a great Christmas story.
Yeah.
So either one, old or new, they're both really good. So,
Are you gonna mention it?
which one?
The Muppet one.
I mean, we can talk about the Muppet one right now.
Yeah.
All right, we got the Muppet Christmas Carol. Oh, are you talking about Letters to Santa?
Yeah.
No,
no.
No, not that one. No, the Muppet Christmas
It's
Carol.
probably the only good Christmas Carol.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
you're
like the
you're
Mickey-
you're not
I
a
like
fan
the
of
Mickey Mouse
I
one.
honestly, I don't like the Christmas Carol story in general, like, because Father Yoder, I feel like, overplayed it for me because he loves it and he would have to watch all the different types. And I read the book in school and watched the movie in school, and I'm over it. I'm done with it. I'm ready to move on with
Oh,
my
but
life.
The music's so good. I love the music.
The music is great, and that's probably one of the reasons why I would watch it again, is because of the music.
It's Marley and Marley.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's fun music.
Also, something special for this year is they're putting in the deleted song. There was a deleted song.
Which Peter already knows and owns, of course.
Well, the thing is, like, they say like it was lost, but I remember seeing it on the DVD. It's just it's a slow
It was
song.
on the
It's
B
not-
side of the DVD.
Right, it was on the B side of the Laserdisc. Right.
The one you had to get from Japan.
Yeah.
It's right next with Song of the South.
But like no, I mean it's just a nice, you know, it's the love song between Scrooge and his loved one.
Oh, okay.
So like when love is here, something like that. I forgot what it was called.
It was
but
probably because
so-
Michael Caine got in that
Michael
controversy
Caine.
for stealing someone's career.
That's it.
we're-
Sir Reginald.
That's referring back to an old episode.
Our old Halloween episode.
Old
From
Halloween
the previous
episode.
year.
Yep.
But yeah, I think it's a fun interpretation. It's definitely probably the most lighthearted version of the story.
Yes.
Compared to even the
It's
Mickey one. Even the Mickey one's pretty dark.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, it gets
Like
dark in the
Goofy
Mickey
is not very funny. Like there's a couple moments, but he's pretty scary. So,
Yeah, I say it's the most lighthearted one. It's a good one to introduce
I
the
mean,
kids
you got Gonzo playing Charles Dickens. So,
Yeah.
I mean, what could you go wrong with there, huh?
I don't know. Gonzo goes to space. Or something.
Yeah, that one was pretty bad.
It's not even on Disney. That's how bad.
All right.
Well, they didn't. They
Disney,
didn't own it.
They don't. Yeah, they didn't own that one.
All right, what are we at now?
Uh,
We're on the TV shows now.
yeah.
We can talk TV shows, because I think I'm technically out of most of my movies. So.
I'm gonna go with Boy Meets World.
What?
The two Christmas episodes they had. They had the Santa's Little Helpers, which is season 1. That's where Sean's not gonna have a Christmas, but he brags about he's gonna have this big Christmas.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Corey gives Sean
His present.
basketball, and then like they had a huge fight. Like, no, you don't. I want your pity. The typical Sean story.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole series is Sean's poor and doesn't want help. But then he has to soften his heart, and Corey learns about giving. And so that's a good a good Christmas episode for kids to think about other kids that they may not have the nice Christmas. So you don't go around bragging, like, dude, I got this and that, because we were very spoiled with our Christmases for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other is the A Very Topanga Christmas.
Yes, I was wondering.
Yeah.
You're going with that one.
Of course, and these two Christmas TV episodes
Contradict each other.
They do, because
They go back to our discussion we had earlier in the podcast.
about fake trees and
Yep.
real trees. And like the first season, they're going, oh, can't it be Christmas without our real tree?
Right.
And then the next one is like, can't have Christmas without our aluminum tree.
Yeah, we're
and all the
calling
fans
out.
were all like, what?
We're
Writers,
calling
did you
out.
not watch what happened 5 years ago on your own show? How could you do this? So what happens is at this time, Topanga's family has moved to Pittsburgh, and she's spending Christmas with Corey's family. But Topanga's pushing her traditions on their family, and that's creating conflict. And every relationship has the Christmas compromise. What?
It's true.
It is something you have to do.
That is real. Like that, there is definitely.
It's a discussion you need to have
Absolutely.
when you're in a
Like,
serious
it
relationship.
doesn't turn into a fight like it does in the show, but
I don't know. I've heard some horrible fights that people have had over like Christmas traditions and stuff. I mean, let's go around. What is something that you've compromised on for Christmas that breaks the tradition?
I'm trying to remember. For us, Christmas, like we've unwrapped all our presents before 7:00.
Whoa!
Like
Whoa.
we like
Just
family
go all
like
at once.
not all at once. We still take our time, but like we don't take our time. So like, we
Yeah.
still go one at a time, but we go through them pretty quickly. So, growing up, opening up presents was an event. We would open them at like, I think after breakfast at like 9:00 or something like that.
Maybe. Yeah.
It was about 9:00.
No later than.
And then it would go to about like 2:00 in the afternoon.
And then mom and dad would pass out. And we were like, oh, what'd you eat for Christmas dinner? And be like, cinnamon rolls that were made at 7
We did
o'clock.
not have Christmas dinner growing
No,
up.
it was Christmas Eve
It was
dinner.
like snacks. Yeah, we had a big
Eat
Christmas
your
Eve
stocking, which was like all candy.
candy.
Yep.
I'm running off of sugar, M&Ms, and
Right.
Christmas tree,
I think
Reese's Pieces.
I think sometimes she would have like sandwich fixings.
Yeah, back in your day.
Yeah.
Mom and dad would just pass out from wrapping our presents all night.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think for me, it's probably like, this is the tree. I really don't have any say on the tree.
That's right. Yeah, she's very controlling on the tree.
She's particular. No one's controlling in this relationship. They're very particular.
Right. Didn't she say like we'll have 2 trees?
Yeah, yeah.
You'll have your tree and I'll have my tree.
Because I want to have like, the eclectic tree, like
Yeah.
kids, ornaments. Just like, well, the kids will have their ornaments and stuff on this tree, but this tree will be mine. This will be the good looking tree. And I was like, that's stupid. And then it's like, nope, not stupid. Yeah, whatever you say, you have conflict and you use the word stupid.
It's not a good idea.
It's you're in a Boy Meets World episode.
Right.
But going to the Boy Meets World episode. Oh, Jack, I skipped you. What was a compromise?
There's
Do you guys do
honestly-
any like?
we discussed it and we have a lot of similarities of traditions, opening up gifts one at a time, having a Christmas tree and such. And I mean, the big thing was like his family goes all out for food. So
yeah, ours doesn't.
yeah,
We survive off stocking candy.
we've added that, which
Eating off
is
of Star Trek plates for breakfast.
Yeah,
The only time.
it's the only time we had the Winnie the Pooh cups and the Star Trek plates for Christmas.
Yeah.
Yep,
That was our
With
fine
the,
china.
with the gold
With the gold
silverware.
silverware. That was our
While we
fine
eat our
china.
PJs.
Right.
What does this episode turn into?
It's a Christmas episode. Okay, so back to the Boy Meets World episode. Corey has such conflict. He storms out. And like Topanga's like, oh no, what have I done? And Corey like is visited by, you know, it's a
I think
Charles Dickens episode. And so Mr. Feeney is his host. His ghost host. No, his Christmas host. And
Isn't it doing like
He
It's a
shows him-
Wonderful Life?
I think, is it A Wonderful Life?
Where
it
like
just shows him
what
the future.
Christmas is like without Corey.
No, they show like what his future will be. Because they show
Oh,
Corey.
that's right. Corey does.
'Cause they show
exist.
fat
That's
Corey.
Right. Corey's fat.
He's like, because Eric comes back and he has no hair, and he's like, "Oh, Eric doesn't have any hair, man. That sucks for him." And then like, and Eric comes in, and he goes, "Oh, Corey, let out your pants." Like, why do I need to let out my pants? And like, Corey comes out and he goes, "He only likes to eat at 3:00 in the morning, and it's the Christmas pancakes, which is something Topanga does." And he like does the little like. The sifter with the powdered sugar,
Right.
And he's like, that can't be. And then he shows like Topanga with the perfect family,
Right.
with Sean's brother Jack. And I remember Jack just going, "Well, I don't know you very much, but I love you. I'm glad you're my wife." You know, it's not very cheesy like
Yeah.
that. And Corey's like, "I can't have this." And then Corey comes back and he's singing a Christmas song really badly,
Right.
but that doesn't surprise me. I think, yeah,
I think he sings Silent Night
it was very. Yeah, he probably sings as good as I sound
right now.
Yeah. all the time. So yeah, those are two fun episodes. You
Yeah.
know, if you're a millennial, that will kind of give you a chuckle.
I'll go with like shorts, so prep and landing shorts. I think they're really
Those
fun.
are fantastic.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just a fun way to see the side of an elf and kind of how Santa works delivering all the presents. It's just fun.
That's always a fun point of discussion in a lot of Christmas kid movies is like how Santa does what he does.
It's always the question, how does he do it?
right.
And I think they do a great job in
I
explaining
think so.
it.
I wish they did more,
Yeah.
but I get it. So, yep. Nope. That made my list. I would say another good one that gets me in the mood is a relatively new one, Olaf's Frozen Adventure.
Oh, that's a great one.
Is that where Anna or Elsa's sick?
No, that's spring.
That's springtime. That's a birthday
Oh,
one.
yeah. Oh, no, this is where
Olaf.
he's created.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where they're trying to figure out their Christmas traditions
didn't have
because they didn't have any because Elsa locked herself up. And so they didn't have any traditions.
Conceal, don't
And-
feel.
Right. And so Olaf's on an adventure to find to see what other people's traditions are so that he can share them with Anna and Elsa. And it's like a really good message at the
What's
end.
your favorite one? They go, what favorite tradition makes you chuckle?
Oh, I mean the sauna one, where they all go into the sauna at
Can I have your tasteful small towel?
all right. Like that one's always fun.
I like the
or
one-
the candle one where it's all like, oh, you're lighting candle, you're putting a dead tree.
That one makes me laugh.
You're putting a dead tree in your house and lighting it with candles. Like that sounds safe, or like that sounds safe.
And like makes the kid cry.
Right.
I was like, that's our tradition.
Right. So yeah, I think that one is just a really good message. It does.
It's quick.
Give you the warm fuzzies. Like I remember when they were making it, they said their goal was to make a short that you could go back and watch every holiday season, and I think you can. I think you
Yeah.
can go back and watch this one every holiday. It's really good. The music's great. Yeah.
It's these like new shorts that are coming out are like the new generation of like Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. There we go.
Yeah, I agree. All right. I've got. Oh, do you have an episode? Oh, no, you did yours. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Bluey and the Veranda Santa.
Oh, Veranda Santa.
It's got a good message.
This is not on the playlist.
No.
No, it's something you have to go. You have to go to the Bluey show. It's season 1, episode 52. I think it's the last.
I think it's the last episode of the season.
And you get to see Christmas in Australia, where it's warm. It's summertime there.
Southern Hemisphere, so it's summer during their Christmas time.
Which is always fun to talk to people who celebrate Christmas.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah,
like,
they-
warm places are like, wow, how do you do that? And
Yep.
yet I'm like, I'm in a place where it does not snow
Yeah.
for Christmas.
Well, like, because I was down in South Africa, and like the next day, the 26th, is the day everyone goes to the beach.
Yeah, it's beach day.
Like nobody's at home. Everyone is at the beach. Like
Yeah, Christmas, like in Peru, they go to the beach. That's their thing. So I like it. They have a good message where the kids play, well, where Santa come through, and he comes through the veranda, and so they all
Right,
take
'cause they
turns
don't have
playing
chimneys.
Santa. They don't have chimneys, so they go through the veranda, and each one practice, and it's very cute. But Socks bites Bluey,
Right.
and Bluey gets vengeful, and he doesn't give him a gift, and so Socks is like a toddler puppy, and he hides, and the message was like, you don't do nice things so Santa gives you toys. You do nice things because you don't want how Socks feels in that moment. You want them
Right.
to feel accepted and included. And it's got a really good message because kids, they just are like, oh, gotta be nice because Santa's watching. And like
Right.
kids act like they're being extra nice during this time, which kids act exactly the same.
yes, they
as
don't change.
They're just more aware of like, no, Santa, don't take my toys away now.
Right.
I can't use the threat like, Hera, I'm going to take away your Christmas toys in
She's not,
August.
she's not at that point.
Yeah.
No, she's not. So it's just a fun, good message.
There's one short. I can't find the title of it, but it's a new Mickey Mouse short. Like Christmas.
Is it Duck the Halls?
Deck the Halls.
It's Duck.
Duck.
Duck, like Donald Duck.
Yeah. I watched it for the first time recently, and I thought it was so funny. So it's basically Donald Duck wanting to stay for Christmas.
That's hilarious.
It is.
Instead
Made me
of
chuckle thinking about
instead
it.
of going to the beach because like
They got to fly south. All
they gotta
birds
fly
go-
south
The
because
birds can't survive during the winter.
yeah, it gets too cold and they'll
And it's not that. That's not the reason why we find out.
So Donald Duck stays as like Daisy and his family all go. Scrooge, Huey, Dewey, Louie.
Who's that? Dr. Luffy von Drake?
Yes.
Yeah. They all go to the beach and Donald Duck is like enjoying at first like all the Christmas traditions and such, but then his body is slowly
He's like
falling
dying.
apart.
He's literally dying.
Yeah.
He's going into a crazy state. Yeah.
And then Mickey and the gang realize that Donald's not doing too good, and they're trying to get him to the beach.
And so they stole Santa's sleigh. And
Right.
Yeah,
it just gets chaotic from there.
That was a great one.
it was so funny. It's definitely worth a watch, even if you don't have kids.
I'm gonna throw out. This is kind of a movie, but I like this version. I like Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas.
Okay.
I was curious, what's it about?
So it's just a series of shorts. So, but like each one's got a good message behind it, a good Christmas message. The first one does too, as well. But I think the second one's a little bit more entertaining. You got a ice skating competition between Minnie and Daisy. You got Max is coming home from college or from somewhere with his girlfriend to visit his dad, and so dealing with family, his dad being embarrassing and all that stuff, and him not enjoying Christmas because his dad's so embarrassing, even though she's having the time of her life. Fun message, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, they try to break into the North Pole to put themselves on the good list.
Oh, that's good.
Things like, and then Pluto disappears because Pluto messes up Mickey's extravagant Christmas decorations, and so he runs away and ends up in the North Pole and plays with the reindeer. there, and Mickey's sad because he lost Pluto and his journey to try to find Pluto again. Like it's good. It's it's a fun Christmas message. Oh, the Donald Duck one's pretty good. Where Donald Duck he can't stand the sound of a certain Christmas song, and they're playing it constantly. We wish you a Merry Christmas. He can't stand it because it's like playing everywhere, and all he wants is his hot chocolate. But like eventually he embraces the song, and it becomes a big part of the episode.
I think everybody has that with the Mariah Carey song.
Yes, except for Jackie.
She just likes it.
I love it. I don't know why, but I love it.
But it's a fun Christmas, especially if you've got young kids. I think it's a crowd pleaser. My kids would you watch it year round. That's how much they enjoyed it. So yeah.
I don't have any more. I think those were my big ones that I
Oh
watched.
really? Oh, I still got like 15. Okay.
List them all.
Rapid fire
I'll
them.
rapid fire. I'll do these two really quick because these are shorts. Pluto's Christmas tree
Oh, that one's fun with
Chip and Dale in Mickey's tree. So
That's fun.
That's
Because like Mickey chops down Chip and Dale's home, and so Chip and Dale are experiencing Christmas,
Right.
and Pluto's being protective.
right. I also have the small one. Have you guys seen the small one?
Doesn't sound familiar.
Okay, so this is a story about a boy who has to go and sell his friend his donkey, and so it's his journey trying to find a good home for his donkey, and it has a really good Christmas message. It's for those who are religious. It relates to Christ during this time of season, so it's good those who do celebrate and try to keep things a little bit religious. This is a complement to that. The short itself isn't religious, but it does reference Christ himself. He is referenced. So it's a good one for those who are religious during this time of year. I think it was made in the 70s during the Dark Ages.
I think it's somewhere in the like early 80s.
And it's got a really
70s.
goofy songs with some salesmen in there. It's really weird. But it's good. The last
Weird but good.
weird but good, you know. The last, let's see here. We'll go with we'll do my my Disney park one. We have Decorating Disney Holiday Magic.
That's a good one.
You know, it's older, you know. It's like 2000, like probably like 10 or something like
But
that.
it's
I hate how you said that it's older.
But it
That's
is
2010.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. That's the
You're
truth
killing
of it.
me.
It's fun to see like the behind the scenes
Right.
of the holiday team, because their job is pretty awesome.
Because when you worked at Magic Kingdom, you drive by like that. If
The
you're-
warehouse.
The warehouse all the time because it's right next to the monorail, like storage area.
Mm-hmm.
But you could tell like the holidays were coming because you'd see the big trees getting stationed outside and they were prepping it. And you're like, oh, here comes Christmas.
So it's great to see that that special magic of it coming out. So like it's one of those that it'll get you in the mood.
Oh man, just thinking about those Christmas trees and the decorations in the park. If you've celebrated like a holiday like trip at Disney World, it is
truly magical.
so good. It gets you in
so
the mood.
fun to look at all the trees and
Their decorations are top notch.
Yes.
so good.
So, and then I'm gonna end on the last one I have is a fun one, the Star Wars Holiday Special, the Lego one, the
Oh.
Lego Star Wars Special,
Not the scary Chewbacca.
Not
with
the,
his kids.
with the kid.
not the scary Chewbacca.
The one that's referenced in White Nerdy by Weird Al.
Yes. What's
It is?
his?
It is.
It
Oh, I
is.
guess.
At least the music video is.
Oh.
It shows it. What's his son's name? It's like something ridiculous. It's like Barfy or something like that.
I've never watched it. I refuse to watch that one.
I haven't seen it either, but I remember his son has like a horrible name, like Blinky or something like
Bad.
repulsive. Like, why would your name your kid that? Whose idea in marketing was it to name your kid that?
It was early on when Lucasfilms was not really organized.
Well, Lucas. Well, it's funny though because when they were making Mandalorian, they showed like George Lucas, like, look, this is from the holiday special. We're bringing that in. He goes, oh, I had nothing to do with that. I didn't have any say. I didn't.
And
That wasn't me.
Yeah.
There were no metachlorians in that one.
No, the Lego Star Wars holiday special. You know, it talks about Life Day, which is their equivalent to the holiday season. But you know, it's a great message. You know, they do some time traveling, so you get to see, you know, Star Wars characters experiencing Life Day throughout the entire history of the 3 different trilogies. So it's fun to see that. So if you're a big Star Wars fan, here's an excuse to watch something during the Christmas season.
The Lego ones are funny too.
Yes, it's a funny good time, and it's a good message in the end. So that, you know, Rey's trying to discover how to become a good teacher. So, yeah, that's all I had. Any last words?
Have fun, relax during these holidays.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the important thing. Enjoy yourself.
Great memories that are good.
Mm-hmm.
Make some good new family traditions. You don't have to bring your old ones in. You can create new ones yourselves.
Yeah, let us know what your traditions are.
What are your movie picks?
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to be Disney, but yeah, let us know.
We get it, guys. Die Hard. All right. Something else, please.
But you can message us on any of our social medias, our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We have merch.
Yes.
The link will be available on our Facebook page, right?
Our Facebook page, so make sure you follow us there.
And I'll try to put the link out on Twitter.
There will be a post on Instagram, so look on our Instagram for that post.
Just a warning. We don't make any money from this merchandise.
Yes.
So no pity purchases on our behalf.
This is just if you want it.
Right. So, but until next time, Auf Wiedersehen.
Thank you for joining us on this week's episode of the Matterhorn Yodelers. Please remember, before your bobsled comes to a complete stop, to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And remember...
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.